Okay, so today I'm going to be cleaning the water tank. Okay, this is my water tank setup. I've got the inlet pipe. The inlet pipe, that's where you fill up from outside, runs down into the tank. I've then got this, which is the pump. That feeds the pump, and the pump pumps water out and round and out to the wherever it's needed. And then we have the large inspection hatch, which lets us have a look. And this piece here is for if you overfill it, it will flow down and round, and actually it's like an air vent, you know. So if you overfill it, it sort of comes out of here and flows outside, but also lets the air from the tank escape, so you can fill it up without getting bubbling back up here. So it's pretty simple, a simple setup. But today I'm going to be cleaning the tanks. In the Hymer manual they tell you to use lemon juice or a mild vinegar solution. These are both pretty good things to use because they're non-toxic and they don't corrode any of the parts or degrade any of the plastics. A lot of people like to use Milton, but Milton's sort of known for corroding stainless steel, and the hot water tank is actually made of stainless steel, so it's not good for your hot water tank. Basically, you don't really want to use Milton or any corrosive substance like that. But what we are going to use today, because we've not had the camper van that long, so I really want to do a proper clean, I'm going to use this stuff, Puriclean, which is apparently good for all systems, including stainless steel, so it won't corrode the stainless steel. I'm not a big fan of using chemicals in the water tanks. I'm not sure what chemicals are in this, it's not exactly clear, but as a one-off I'm going to just put in the recommended concentration, and what we'll do from there is I'll let it sit for the 12 hours. It says, you know, recommends to sit for 1 to 12 hours. I'm going to let it sit for 12 hours. After that we should have pretty clean pipes, and then I'm going to flush through, just have it flushing through a couple of times, probably a couple of tanks worth, just to get it out the pipes and get the tanks clean again. And then once I've done that, I'm going to start using the recommended lemon juice or the vinegar solution, which I think is a much better idea. We sort of use this seasonal, it's not getting used all the time, so when it's not getting used we drain down the water. There's never any water sitting here. In fact, the tank was bone dry. I've just literally put a wee bit of water in just now, about 20 litres. So you need a spoonful for every 4 litres roughly, so about 5 teaspoons will be enough to give me the right concentration for the amount of water I've put in the tank. I've not filled the tank up completely, and what I want to do is just put enough in there and draw it through all the pipes and get some in the hot water tank as well, and we'll take it from there. At the moment there's no cushions in the van, they're all out getting washed. You've got to take advantage of the good weather. Right, so what I want to do is just open this up. Nice powdery stuff, and it's teaspoon measurement. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about enough for. That's enough for about 20 litres, which I think is ample for doing the tank. Then I'm going to add a wee bit of water and just dissolve this. Basically just a wee bit of water and just mixing it in. Then I'm going to add this to the tank. Gallons of this stuff, so I'm going to put it in. So when you put in your water, that'll help mix the chemical in the tank. So there's about 20 litres in there. Just going to wee sponge about, make sure it's all mixed up. Rubber glove, of course. It's got a very, very faint bleachy smell, not like really strong, it's just very faint. So what I'm going to do now is run the taps and so I've got to run the wash hand basin, the toilet and the kitchen sink. Yep, so that's it through. Basically you want to run it till you smell that bleachy smell. I'm just going to guess when this one will be in. Yeah. Next, kitchen sink. This is a cold. So I'm doing all the colds. Yeah, that smells bleachy, and then I'm going to do the hot. This will take a wee bit longer till the tank's empty. It takes a few minutes. Just let that run for a wee minute. That's definitely Puriclean. Okay. I'm going to run the hot water in here. Okay, brilliant. Now that I've pulled all that through, the only thing to do now is to wait. So when you're doing your water, the first thing you want to do is to dissolve a bit, dissolve some in like a glass jar, the correct amount, following the instructions on the tub, and then you want to add that into your tank. Then you want to fill up about 20 litres into your tank from your fill up point. That'll help mix it all, and then you want to give it a wee stir by hand using rubber gloves, and then once you've done that, then you pull it through your cold taps in the bathroom and in the sink and the toilet as well, and then you can pull through the hot side. If your tank's empty, it's probably a good idea to empty your hot tank before you do this, then that way any water that does pull through the hot side you definitely know is your tank's been filled up with the cleaning solution. So before you even do anything, probably empty your hot tank, and then that way when you pull it through you'll have the Puriclean at the tap once you're getting running water. So once you've done both the taps, hot and cold, and then the toilet as well, what you need to do then is just let it sit for 12 hours. I'm going to leave it for. So that's it, as easy as that. So when it comes to emptying, what I'm going to do is actually pull through the Puriclean through this tank, then I'll empty the remnants and then fill it up again. That's for tomorrow. Okay, so that's the tanks nice and clean, or the tank and hopefully the hot water tank as well. That's it nice and clean. Now to complete that, I had to fill and empty the tank 2 or 3 times until I was happy that there was no bleachy smell from the Puriclean anymore. It's not really a bleach, it's really mild, but it's noticeable, so you do know when it's all out the system. So what you're doing is pulling it into all your tanks, letting it sit for a while, cleaning all your pipes, cleaning all your tanks that you can't access, like your hot water tank. Basically, to sum up, I had to flush it through about 2 or 3 times. I don't think you need to watch that. That'll be quite boring if it's not been boring already. So yeah, that's pretty much how we cleaned the tanks when we bought the motorhome. So we gave it a right thorough clean, and the pipes and the water system has been absolutely fine. There's been no problems at all. I've just spent ages replacing all the plastic hose clips that were on it. I don't know where you even buy those things, for stainless steel ones. So I've been working my way through the whole van doing that. So as far as the Puriclean itself goes, it was really good. There's no residue once you get it flushed out. There's no continuous residue. The water is like nice and fresh. It did make a big difference and it's lasted for a long time. So I'll stick a link down below for anybody that's interested, and you can check out how much it is now. The trick is not to fill your tank. Don't fill your tank up. Just use an amount of water that you're sure will get into your hot water tank, and just use a small amount of water. So I was using about 20 litres, probably 18-20 litres I was using. So I just put 4 spoonfuls in. You know, you don't want to be using 100 litres and then you've got to use massive amounts of Puriclean through your system. So I would just use a small amount and then flush it through with lots of fresh water. Job done. So that's all there is to it. All you need is gallons of water and a bit of time, 24 hours, and yeah, dawdle.